Anything unusual come up with any of your listing negotiations recently, or any surprises that buyers or agents were writing up?
From the listing side
Yeah,
of
just
things?
from the offer, in your last couple of, I know that you had multiple offers on your last few listings.
It was interesting because it typically is 3 or 4 agents write a pretty clean offer.
Yeah.
And then the rest of them, really, the offers are a little bit, might be a little bit messier than what we expect in this market.
Messier meaning boxes not checked,
Missing documents,
documents,
not filled out, not providing, financial information or
maybe the supplements that you had specifically requested.
Yeah, so they just quite don't have a picture of the market. So typically, you're really working with like 5, maybe 10 agents, but typically 5 rise to the top in most cases, right? But anyone that calls, I'm happy to help them through it. So I think with the market moving so fast, if you're not, definitely in it, then you kind of get swept away a little bit.
Yeah,
right?
I'm seeing that a little bit too. Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, but I've seen lots of earnest money release, language, many of them, like you described, the papers are hardly any, right? There's no financing contingency, no
inspection.
Yeah. Yep. And then I like the agents that ask a lot of questions, because then I feel like their people are really engaged.
Yeah, I agree.
And they've done their homework.
And it shows that interest, doesn't it? I mean, they're really asking the good questions, and sometimes even ones that I'm like, I don't know, let me ask the seller.
Right. And I really think it helps them stand out. I know I try to do that when I represent a buyer. We talked about that the other week, and because we want that agent to pick us, and we want them to feel like, oh my gosh, our buyer is the best.
Yes.
And we are checking every, under every stone that we can overturn of everything that we want to know about that house.
What else can we do? What else can we offer?
Yep. And pulling all the levers that the buyer feels comfortable with too.
And I would definitely agree. I think that building rapport, asking the agent questions, goes a long way.
Yeah.
Goes a long way. I know like you said, I appreciate it when I know that that's the person who's asked these questions. I can represent to the seller, like, they really did their due diligence. They were asking about the homeowners association, XYZ, or just even getting to know the agent in some cases. Like, oh, she's a really successful agent and she's representing her buyers great, and more confidence maybe in that offer and that agent making sure the transaction closes than someone who just sends in an offer and you're like, oh, when did they see the house? I don't even recognize this name.
Right. How about you? Have you had some surprises or interesting things that have come up?
Again, the releasing earnest money is becoming more typical. It doesn't seem to be the cherry on top anymore. It seems to be what's being expected, which again, not all buyers can do. I think the prices, I feel like I'm pretty good at this point in my career in guessing where things are. I don't even try to guess anymore where something is going to end up in contract. The numbers that we're seeing, typically 15 to 25% over asking. Right. And that's even listing my last couple of listings. I try to price it where the buyers are at, where we know buyers are making offers, fair market value. And the last couple, I would say I even push a little bit up north, knowing where things are going to close. Right. So again, we're fishing in that pool of buyers that are out there biting.
Right.
And some of the prices that we're getting are just surprising. I mean, it's fantastic for my sellers.
Right.
Fantastic. I mean, more than they ever would have expected. And I'm thrilled for them.
Right.
When I'm working with on the buyer side, it's a lot. It's a lot being out there with buyers and writing 2 or 3 offers a week sometimes, and we're lining up which houses we're going to bid on. So we're going to see this on this day, this on this day. We're going to write an offer on this. The review date for the second one is here. So we end up with our first and second and third one. So I'm getting off from your original question, but I guess just the pace of the market, that's the other surprising thing, how it's just I feel like the last 2 months have been nonstop, where last year I had a fantastic year last year, probably my best year ever, which seems weird in a pandemic, right? But you know how busy the market's been. This year feels like that pace is even more.
Right.
Because at least in March last year, we were all, going into our bomb shelters like, what's going to happen? What does, shelter in place mean?
Right.
Well, that only lasted like 2 weeks, and the market took off, and